Hey, everybody. Welcome to Discussions and Drinks on Bacon Is My Podcast, the show that has just Jimmy and I.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yep.
And we talk about things and stuff and things, and we're going to talk a little bit about the goings on this week, the craziness with Bamboozle that we were going to kind of be a part of and stuff.
Right.
And we basically dodged a bullet, it seems.
Definitely dodged a bullet.
We're also going to talk about a little bit about growth and stuff. One of the things that has not grown is the production value, because for some reason this was perfect. Yeah. We have tape like literally fucking everywhere to make things
keep moving things,
right. And all of a sudden this is not working out very well.
So if anybody has production value suggestions,
yeah, please let us know.
So let us know, because we got a glare there. I got a glare here.
We're going to be doing some tastings as well. It's chock full of everything today.
Yeah, right? Well, we got to drink something because we're discussing and drinking.
Exactly.
So the whiskey we've chosen today, we've got two.
We've got two.
We're starting with a dessert whiskey, which is...
Cocoa Bomb!
Yeah, we're going to try some Cocoa Bomb.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we're going to jump over to our Jameson. I think, right? Are we doing another one to try today? Or are we
No.
All right, so the Cocoa Bomb is the one we're trying. We're doing a little dessert.
Yeah.
A little dessert at the beginning of the episode. We're going to... You got me trying some stuff, too.
Yeah, some funfetti popcorn.
Yeah. This doesn't really count as a tasting because all these things are just going to be delicious. So,
so that's why we're just throwing it on the episode. So let's get into it now! Bacon! Bacon is my podcast! Bacon! Bacon! Bacon is my... Bacon! Bacon is my podcast! Bacon! Bacon is my...
Does it smell good? All right, that's enough.
I'm sorry.
That's enough. That's enough.
It smells delicious.
You're making me
uncomfortable?
A little too comfortable.
Okay, all right. That's what I'm looking for. Ooh. Welcome, everybody. We are brought to you by our fine sponsors all over the place right here in front of us. If you go to baconsmypodcast.com, you can find out all the latest deals over at Grill Your Ass Off, Pod Decks, drinkwildbills.com, Mythical Beards, Native Blend Clothing.
And speaking of growth, there comes a time in every boy's life.
Indeed. Well, going right into the puberty stuff here.
There comes a time in every boy's life, everyone's life, really.
Agreed.
Where things start to happen.
Yeah.
Things start to happen, right? You start to notice things. You're
budding and blossoming.
This feels a little different. Yeah. This looks a little different. Things are happening. And you know what? That's when you got to get to your friends Manscaped.
Indeed.
Right? Even if you're not quite a man, you still could use a little manscaping sometimes.
Yep.
Right?
Absolutely. Go to manscaped.com, use the promo code BACONPOD on any of their fine products, including the brand new Weed Whacker 2.0,
yep,
which is great. I didn't think it was going to be any better than the first one, because the first one was amazing. And boy, was I fucking wrong. It was like, wait, this actually got better? How? How is that possible? And yeah, here we are.
So yeah, not just for boys, not just for men, not just for balls. Manscaped, 20% off.
Indeed. I like that. So we've got the Cocoa Bomb. I'm sorry about all the weird noises, but it was smelled delicious.
I'm not at all.
Okay, good.
So we're going to try a little of this. We're not going to do like a giant glass of Cocoa Bomb just because, I mean...
Cocoa Bomb.
See, you didn't want to do it, and now you've done it a bunch of times. And
Twice exactly.
Support it.
Twice exactly. Well, you gave me an endorsement.
Well, once before, and then twice now, so 3 times.
Right. Well, you told me I had to do it.
I was right.
Yeah. Cheers, buddy.
Yeah.
We're gonna take this.
Yeah.
It's good. It's nice. It's missing something.
Right? Second sip is better than the first.
Okay.
Second sip is better than the first.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's a taste build kind of thing.
Yeah. It's like the chocolate in it. It's got that chocolate liqueur kind of taste, but not overly sweet.
It's not like,
and there's no whiskey burn at all.
No. You don't even know that you're drinking whiskey.
Yeah,
that could be dangerous. I'm pretty sure that could be very dangerous.
I'm sure it could.
I'm going to set this up right here. Oh no, put it on your side because we can't see shit on my side.
We'll put it right. We'll put it right in front of these guys.
Yeah, that's fine. Also,
put it right here.
Real quick, I want to say hi, Donna, because
hi, Donna.
She is over at patreon.com/making this my podcast watching this
live and with no ads.
Right. So we do these things. We try to give everybody all the content we do early and ad free. And how much more early can you get than live?
None more early.
Because this is happening right now.
Yeah. If it was any earlier, it would be in the past.
Or the future. You don't know. So, man, it's been a crazy fucking week. Has it not?
It has. Like, just life.
Yeah. No. Well, yeah. Life in general has been
nuts
really wacky
this week. Yeah.
This week flew by.
Yeah.
I know you've had some things going on over on your end.
Well, you had dog issues a week ago.
Right. We cried in the studio.
Yeah.
Together.
We did do
not
that.
on camera, but we did it.
Yeah. We did do that.
Yeah.
And that wasn't even for dog issues.
Well, it started.
It started that way.
And then we got to something else.
But then we got to something else, which might make its way into an episode soon if we decide that we want to let people watch us openly weep.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that happened. And then my dog has been having issues this weekend. And that's been really shitty. Metaphorically and real.
And yeah. Not just figuratively.
Not just figuratively.
Yeah, it sucks as a dog owner and as a father. Like when my kids were, before they were talking and they got sick, it was like, can you just tell me what's wrong?
Right.
And same with the pups. They can't just tell you, hey, this is what's wrong with me.
I wish they could. I mean, Bruce would look at me. He'd be like, you see what just happened back here, right? With that look on his face. And I'd be like, oh, I do. Oh, I see it. I don't know what's up.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's that. We had this possibly crazy cool opportunity to go work Bamboozle.
Right. Which is something that I definitely want to talk about because
Donna, the puppies are both going to be fine. Okay. Everybody's going to be fine. Bruce is on medicine now. Yeah, I guess I should give the updates.
Yeah. Update is Bane's fine and he's running around like a puppy.
Yeah, he's like a puppy. Bruce is still sick, but we've got medicine and we've been to the vet and we're going again tomorrow morning and things
on the up and up.
Things are in a good direction
on the up and up.
Now.
Yeah. But yeah, we were talking about personal growth and things like that. And one of the things I wanted to talk about today was personal growth and whatnot. But also, we would be remiss if we didn't talk about Bamboozle.
Yeah.
Like Jim said, we had a really cool opportunity to possibly cover it. Mm-hmm. And
same way that we did
So What
with the So What festival.
Yeah. And things started looking grim towards a couple of weeks ago when I asked for a little bit of an update. Things started looking not good. Mm-hmm. And then went back and was just like, hey, just making sure that we're definitely not good because we let's just put it all out on the table. We had sponsors actually giving us money to
ready
go.
To give us money to go.
We had contacts with vendors that we were gonna showcase the unsung heroes of festivals, the vendors. And they were like, yeah, we'll give you a meal if you do a spot on us. So we had some things in the works and things were not looking great, and we were just like, all right, well, and then we were thinking about other options and whatnot, and then we at the beginning of last week we were just sort of like, you know what, this is going to be too much.
It came down to, like, at first it was like maybe we were going to be press and we were going to go, and then they started kind of only wanting certain press. So they wanted Rolling Stone, they wanted the big
alternative
press, things like that. So then we weren't going to be press anymore, but they might let us in and let us walk around with gear and kind of guerrilla market it, and go around and just kind of do things, which again was a thing where we were like, okay, do we want to do that? How do we want to pivot? How do we want to do that? Because part of everything we do is adapt.
Right.
That's and personal growth, that's part of it. Like, you just have to be able to adapt. You can't be so laser focused on a plan. Yeah, be laser focused on your goal.
Right.
But the plan, you have to let it change. You have to let it flow and let it be different. That's just kind of how life is. That's just how life works. At least that's how I've figured mine out.
Right.
And there's a time where finding all this stuff out probably would have really crushed our our optimism and our will to do it. And it really didn't. So I would say even that's personal growth, because we sat down to talk about it, and so for those of you that don't know, Bamboozle got canceled.
Right. Just 1 week out, Bamboozle did get canceled.
A week out. But we had decided prior to that we weren't going to be a part of it.
Yeah.
We were like, you know what? We asked for a certain amount of access.
Yeah. We were given the contacts to follow up on our pitch to be a part of it. And we're really, really lucky that people respect us in the PR community that will kind of tell us those things and stuff. So they did forward us to the right people. And before we actually reached out to those people, I was kind of like, you know what, this is kind of sounding like a mess, and we should probably, discuss if we even want to move forward with this.
And we both kind of were on the same page with it too. We were just kind of like, let's pro and con it. And as much as we both wanted to be there and would love to be there and could have made it work,
right?
When you put up the pros and cons, it was like, this isn't the amount of work that we would have to do to get minimal return on that work. Just ended up not working for us. And there was a time in my life, and I know there was a time in yours, where it would not have mattered what that return was going to be.
It would just be full gears ahead and just go for it.
Fear of missing out. Just do it. If I overwork and I show these people that I'm willing to do anything and everything for absolutely nothing on their part, they're gonna respect me and bring me on and then work with me and all these kind of things, and put ourselves in positions that weren't gonna be advantageous to us.
Right. And
we were smart enough now to be able to have that conversation and be like, no, you know what? This one's not for us. Let's take it as a learning experience and let's move on to the next one. We're not going to take the money from the vendors, obviously, and let them know, because that's being honest with them is another way of being respectful and showing respect. I'm not going to take somebody's money to not be able to do what I told them I was going to be able to do, and all these kinds of things. So I'm proud of us for making that decision, and I'm actually really glad that we did it before it was taken from us, so that I know that we discussed it and made a smart decision and decided.
We weren't like, oh, this is going to crush us.
Right.
And then,
Interruption!
I was going to do the hold up. Hey. But that was better.
Nice.
There's no time like today to take care of your hygiene.
Indeed.
And one of those things that can help you, if you're a man or a woman even, Manscaped. Manscaped can help you with their lawnmower 4.0.
Yeah.
Their lawnmower 4.0 has skin-safe technology. It's a ceramic blade. It's waterproof. It's got a nice little LED light, so this way you can see underneath all those crevices.
Shave your privates in the shower in the dark. Don't actually do that.
Don't do that.
But you could.
Yeah, you could with Manscaped.
Because you have a light.
Indeed, indeed. And for guys, listen, the perfect package 4.0 is like where it's at for you guys. Because it comes with not only the lawnmower, not only the weed whacker for your ear and nose holes.
Well, we got one. So, yeah. So, bring it up real quick. What you also get, so yes, for one, you get the lawnmower 4.0, which is ceramic blades. It's not going to cut you. It's got a guard so you can, you know, make sure that you got a trim in some spots. You got to the skin in other spots. You make sure that that beanbag's shiny. You know, we also have some...
Package that beanbag in...
underwear.
The underwear.
Yeah.
It's got the little ball pouch.
It does have the ball pouch.
And it's fantastic.
Yeah.
It's great.
Separate. It's technology.
This right here
I like
is
this.
for when you are shaving your balls.
Yeah.
It's little placemats, so this way...
it's like a newspaper.
Yeah, but then you just, you shave them, you crumple it up, you throw it away. No mess, no huss, no fuss.
Yeah.
Right?
It's also got some. It's got some fun, funny articles in it.
It does. It does. It does when you read
I
it.
recommend you definitely read it, but not while you're shaving your nuts.
No. There's the ball deodorant.
Yes, I use it every day. Crop preserver.
And the crop reviver.
I don't use it every day, but I have used it plenty of times.
Pretty fantastic. You need that midday spritz.
Yep.
Just psst, psst, go for it. Freshens you up right away.
Who doesn't love a little spritz on the beanbag?
Exactly. And where do I keep it all? Well, right here. The shed, baby.
You know what? The shed is a pouch for the things to clean your pouch.
Exactly.
Right?
I use it personally for my toiletries when I travel.
You do? I've seen it.
I've got multiple. I've got a few of them.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah. Go ahead, manscaped.com. Use the promo code BACONPOD.
You get 20% off this entire order plus free shipping. Not only can you get the Perfect Package 4.0, but you can sign up for their program where they will send you new stuff automatically.
New blades.
Every month, every 2 months, every 3 months. You decide what you need. If you need new blades every 3 months, they'll send you new blades every 3 months. If you want to check out maybe the crop mops.
I can't talk about the crop mops enough.
They're my favorite thing.
Yes.
Get those every month.
When you come and you hang out with us and we see you and stuff like that, we always have crop mops on our person. So
yeah, it's like
sure
a business card,
us.
but for Manscaped and not us.
Yes. So go ahead, manscaped.com, promo code BACONPOD, 20% off, free shipping. Call it a day. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Something that I do want to bring up, though, you know, like little bit of a tangent is, and I don't know if you guys have seen, but on our social medias, we are posting things about and to some of the vendors that we know, and some of the bands that we know, some of the not lesser known, but like more...
lesser known. More underground.
Yeah.
On the way up, still working, still on the grind.
What we want to do is we want to try and help in any way we can.
A lot of them had to cancel tours, lost money, paid for all kinds of merch to have for this big show.
Talking about the vendors, too, you know, like, our BIMP guest of the year, Courtney.
Yep.
JerkyMeOff.
Yeah.
She was supposed to be there. She got, for her and her crew, had non-refundable plane tickets. They had an Airbnb that they paid for in Atlantic City, and additional inventory that is actually perishable.
Right. So
she's kind of up Schitt's Creek. So to her, to any of the bands that, you know, Glimmers, some of the bands we know that are on the bill, hey, if we can help, let us know. We'd be happy to have you guys come on and do a little commercial and give our listeners a little bit of a vig for whatever, but let's help you move that merch.
Yeah, so if you're listening, we'll put links to people in the description and stuff, but check out these sites, and now's a great time to get some Jerky Me Off beef jerky. Now's a great time to maybe get a shirt from Glimmers. Now's a great time to support some of these bands because like we said, a lot of them laid out a bunch of money because of this show and planned tours around this show, and this was the anchor. For those of you that don't know, that don't tour in a band or any of that kind of stuff, when you book a tour, every time I would ever book a tour, you had that one anchor show that everything was based around, and that was the show that was going to help make the money for the tour, because so many of the shows you don't make money and there's no guarantee on whether anybody's going to be at it. We always had the attitude, and I know all these bands have the attitude and should have the attitude of, if you put me in front of people, I can make fans of those people. We will win those people over, and we will sell merch, and we will make friends, and we will have people go on our site, and we will sell CDs, and all that. But if you don't put us in front of anybody, then we're just repacking all that stuff in our van, and all that stuff was our gas money, our food money, our hotel money, you have a little bit that you bring on tour, and you plan as much as you can, but a lot of times, you're at a loss anyway, and these big anchor shows are the thing that really makes the whole thing worthwhile. It's usually you book that, and then you book to and from. And so for some of these bands, Bamboozle was it, and they had to cancel an entire tour now. And they had bought merch already for the entire tour. So
also for the bands that, for those who don't know, they used to run, and they did run a Battle of the Bands. And for those of you who don't know what local battle of the bands are, it's a money grab.
Yep.
It's a money grab for a promoter to kind of go, okay, well, you can be a part of a Battle of the Bands. You are going to sell 100 tickets, make $0 off of it. You're going to be at a thing with 5-6 other bands. You're going to play 20 minutes, and then you'll go to a finals where you pay just as much if you don't bring 150 people.
You'll be voted on by, quote, industry professionals,
which are the people who are counting the tickets that came through the door.
Right. So whoever sells the most tickets wins, regardless of talent.
And there were some bands that do have talent that were getting some big breaks and did make some plans and stuff like that. There's a band out of Connecticut that we haven't had on the show yet, but they're welcome to come on if they feel. But Wave Break, they're very good. They're a very good band. They had a lot of plans based around Bamboozle, trying to and these opportunities that they were supposed to get for all this sacrifice and all this bullshit and all, like, running tickets around is the worst.
Yeah.
I stopped doing that a long time ago, and that's why I didn't play a lot of certain shows. Because I'm in my 30s. I don't need to be running around selling tickets to friends and stuff like that. It's like, if I have fans coming, they'll come. And that's that. Like, I just don't need that extra thing on top of me. So these guys, they've all these smaller bands, they've grunted, they've done the grunt work, they've dragged. It's it pisses me off. It really does piss me off.
They grunt and drag. They go and then they drag.
Yeah. But yeah, definitely reach out to them, listen to their music, buy some merch, do that kind of stuff. Glimmers, especially, because we love those guys.
Yeah,
they have a new EP.
This isn't a woe is me, shake our fist at things. This is honestly like, this is what happens, and this is what happened, and unfortunately, this happened to some really good bands
and good people.
Yeah, and even more important than being good bands, being great people. But for listeners, who they are really doesn't matter. They got great songs.
Yeah.
So and they put a lot of money and effort into putting out great songs. So. Yeah. They deserve support, and they deserve even more support right now because they just laid out a bunch of money that they lost.
Yeah, Exactly. Exactly.
You know?
So yeah, go support. I like the whole thing. You know, I guess the writing was really on the wall just from jump, but I don't know, man. It's disappointing. It's disappointing to see that, and disappointing to see that. And I discussed it with some people too. It's where I became very jaded to the music industry and like live music and stuff like that because of shitty local promoters, right?
The politics of the local scene.
Yeah, and not even just that, just like the greed of some, not all. I'm not saying all. Some of the promoters, right? And that's what really made me jaded to even wanting to do it anymore. I didn't want to hawk tickets for like constantly.
Right. Well, and before anybody comes at us with it, we also understand that as promoters, you have a venue, and that venue needs to make money to stay open. We're not saying that you can't make money. We're not saying that. All we're saying is right now it's an imperfect system, and it's really heavily weighted against local original bands. And that's maybe that's no fault of anybody, but it's an imperfect system that needs to be fixed and rectified, and there's ways to do it. And
well, I do think like honestly, I think there are situations where it is warranted. Yeah, if you're new, if you've never done this before, if you're up and coming, if they don't know you from a hole in the wall, right? Yeah, fine. Like I get, sure. If you've got a band that has 20 followers on Instagram and 30 followers on Twitter and 10 on TikTok or whatever it is, and nothing online, then yeah, you got to make them work for it a little bit.
Sure.
20 tickets, make the money that is needed to come in here. But the consistent badgering of bands that were tried and true, that have worked with the same promoters over and over and over again. And again, it's not all of them. There were some that did do the right thing.
For sure.
The consistent, great, we've worked together 30 times. I still need you to do 70 tickets and not see a dime.
Right.
And it's like, no, that's not, no.
Right.
That doesn't work this way anymore. So yeah, but we digress a little bit, but I got hardened to the local, and now seeing a lot of this national promoter stuff. Man, they're
same thing, just on a bigger scale.
Yeah, it's just the same thing. It's on a different scale. I mean, this promoter kind of dicked us around last year too. So
I remember we played Bamboozle, and I remember the experience of doing it, and I remember the experience of having to sell a bunch of tickets to play shows to get to a point where we could do it, and then I remember having to promote to do it, and there was a lot that went into that, and it gets pretty stressful because you want to prove yourself, and you want to do a good job, and you want you want to be somebody that can be relied on. Like it's, in my mind, it's always been a partnership. It's a partnership with the promoter. It's a partnership with a venue. It's a partnership. And a lot of times it's not thought of that way from the other side, but that doesn't make me stop thinking of it that way.
I mean, we talked about it in past episodes. About it.
And I will say also that when we played Bamboozle, man, that was a great experience.
Sure.
The stage was cool. It was we had a great time. It was a mess, disorganized, all that kind of stuff, because we weren't one of the important stages. There's generally in shows like that, there's one or two important stages, or let's take away the word important and call them main stage.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a real word because those are the one that they put all the energy into. Mm-hmm. And hey, that's fair. I get it. You need to put more energy into brand new's set time than you do Craving Strange's set time. Right. Even though we went on after them. On a different stage. But you know, it's I get that, and I get that whole part of it, and it's all part of paying your dues, and it's all part of being a part of the system and stuff. But I can't imagine, because we bought extra merch because we had that show. We did all this extra work, put in extra money, put money into promotion, all these kind of things to get the show, to do the show. And that was in our backyard. It wasn't even that we had, it wasn't like it was in Chicago and then I had to build a tour around it. I've built tours around a show before. And it's, man, it's a pain in the ass. And if there's even a hint that that main show is having issues, you're on pins and needles the whole time, because you're like, I don't know what to tell. Like, if I have to leave, if my tour is 2 weeks and they cancel the show a week out, I'm a week into this tour, and I have to decide whether to keep going and lose the money because we booked shows and we honor our bookings, or whether to cut it short and possibly not get gigs or booking at some of these places that we've never played before again when I try the next time, because I'm canceling them a week away from the show. Right. Letting down fans from other states that are excited to see us, and we cancel the show. There's a lot more into it than just, oh man, they canceled the show, looks like we got to cancel our tour. Like, it's hard to cancel a tour. Yeah. It sucks, man. I don't like canceling one show.
I was going to say, it's hard to cancel a show, let alone a tour. So anybody who listens, hit us up. Let us know. We want to help. We want to help you out.
Yeah. And anybody that's wanting to help one of the bands, hit us up also. We'll let you know. And like I said, we'll put stuff up. We'll
put some links down there.
So personal growth. What else did you want to talk about?
Well, yeah. No. I think as a palate cleanser. Okay. Let's have Jimmy try. So Pillsbury did some funfetti popcorn.
That sounds like it's going to be really sweet.
Funfetti glaze.
Yeah.
So
can I have some Jameson for a Jameson test?
You can. Here, hold that.
I'll hold this.
I'll grab you some Jameson.
If you've watched one of our tastings before on the Patreon, you know that everything we try, we do have to do the Jameson test, the whiskey test, because all delicious things should work with whiskey, right?
Right.
I think so.
And as just a sign of camaraderie and togetherness, I will do a Jameson test of this with you.
Right. Well, you didn't do a Jameson test with me.
No, I did not.
Yeah.
No, I did not.
See.
So I will do a Jameson test of this.
All right. So funfetti popcorn. Now, I'm not a huge fan of funfetti.
See, I don't like funfetti cake.
I don't like funfetti cake. I'm not into birthday cake ice cream. I'm not really into that.
See, I like boxed, easy, like 2 eggs and some oil.
Right.
Cake mix.
I don't mind that.
Well, that's what funfetti is.
Right, but just the funfetti flavor is not one that I go for.
Okay. Well, it's yellow cake with sprinkles in it.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
Okay. All right.
I need chocolate or dulce de leche or you know.
Oh, okay.
I need some kind of.
They have Jen got cinnamon toast crunch.
Man,
coffee
cinnamon
cake.
Is so good.
Yeah.
Cinnamon is one of my favorite things.
Yeah.
So, all right. So here's this funfetti. Oh, and we got some comments from our live peeps. Donna, yeah, that's the one thing you don't think about it. She said, I thought, wow, that sucks when I heard it was canceled, but never thought or knew about the other side of it. And that's one of the reasons that we're kind of bringing it up here, is just so people know, because it's just something that you don't think about when you're thinking about these bands that you support and your favorite people and stuff. It's like you feel bummed because they can't do something, but you don't always think about or know how bummed it becomes, because it's not just about not being able to do it. All right, so funfetti popcorn. It's the little popcorn balls, right? So we got little popcorn balls. Shout out to Manscaped. These ones have no hair.
And did you look? There's like little colors.
Little colors. Yep, little funfettis. That tastes just like birthday cake.
Sugar.
Yeah. Now,
Lots of sugar.
Here's the one thing that I'm not getting that I wish I was.
Popcorn. Yeah.
Yeah. It tastes like a piece of styrofoam
I mean, it's a big piece of popcorn, and you don't taste any of it.
Yeah, it's just like a glaze of sprinkle and vanilla.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. It's not bad.
No,
it's
definitely not bad.
But it's not. I wouldn't reach for this for a snack.
No.
It's almost like there's too much sweet. I almost want a salty popcorn with it.
Right. Yeah.
You know? But
I don't have a salty popcorn, but I got something else.
Jameson test. Let's do it. Mm-hmm. Ooh. Oh.
Jameson doesn't.
Oh, God. Oh, no.
Nope.
Oh, no.
Nope. Oh, my God. That's awful. I do have a palate cleanser here.
Oh, please, give me a Taki.
There you go.
Shout out to Takis. Probably my favorite chip. Oh, my God, that's awful.
It was really bad.
You're moving the bag down. I can't grab it.
I know, it's funny.
Oh, thank you, Taki.
Oh,
wow, that was bad.
Yeah, that was really bad. Almost like throwing gasoline on like gasoline on ice cream.
Yeah, and then putting it in your mouth.
Right.
With like a turd.
With a turd.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I agree. So yeah, growth. Growth. What is growth?
Whew. Growth is realizing that like I never want to put that in my mouth again.
Here we are.
I've just learned something today.
He's put two things in his mouth today that he doesn't want to. The ketchup chip.
Ketchup chip, yeah. I did that. Ketchup chip, ketchup Dorito. Never want to put that in my mouth again. And the funfetti popcorn with Jameson. Never want to put in my mouth again. Either one of those things, sure, I might have.
Right.
But together,
no good.
No
good.
Yeah.
That is personal growth.
I did. I think you should learn something every day, you know?
Here we are.
Neil deGrasse Tyson says that every week you should learn something that just blows your mind. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I would love that. I would love to learn something that blows my mind every week. Yeah,
that would be really important. I just try to, man, you know, we talked last week on discussions and drinks about our like our schedules and our routines and stuff like that. We talked a lot about that, and I think a lot of personal growth is kind of stepping out of that routine from time to time. I do definitely think there's detrimental things that happen when you step outside the routine in certain ways, but I do think that trying to push your comfort zones and push things that you wouldn't normally do, I think that's it
can also be
important.
Detrimental to stay rigidly in that routine also.
Right.
Like if something's telling you that you need to veer left or do something different, and your brain is just telling you, well, this was the plan, so I have to forge on with the plan as it was written, you could really, that could be really detrimental to your progress.
Right. And that's what we talked about with pivoting, right? We're given a possible opportunity to have things in a nice controlled space. And then I was a little less there. I guess that. But we could also approach it in a different way and do a little bit more of a guerrilla / not necessarily have bands, but do more of the people out on the feet on the street kind of thing.
Right.
I think we would have done okay with it. Personally, I think we would have been fine. Do I think it would have been to the quality that we normally do? No, probably not.
Yeah, I didn't see a. I saw content, but I didn't see a benefit.
Right.
Right. So I saw a way to make content. I saw a way to make connections with vendors, which would have been very cool because that's a angle we haven't taken. But I didn't see a way to really benefit off of it. I didn't see a way to create content that was going to bring new people to the show or bring more eyes to the show. Whereas getting the interview with the bands is one way to bring more eyes to the show, because you're getting eyes on you from the other PR people, from the other bands in the room, from having the bands on your show, having the interviews. I think that, had we decided to make it a purely promotional thing and made a banner and walked around with a banner and just handed out free stuff, that would have been a little bit of a better way to try and spread the name a little bit. But even that, just knowing that from the band side of it, when you're a band, at least you're handing out a CD. Right. Or a card with something they can listen to that they can listen to in 3 minutes. We can't necessarily put headphones on somebody and start playing a show and get the kind of like, oh, I'm going to subscribe to this that you can with a band. So to me, looking at it like that, I was like, I'm not seeing a benefit for the amount of work and effort that was going to go into it, also including the cost.
Right.
Because at that point, we would have had to buy a banner. We would have had to make sure we had enough things to hand out. So we would have had to buy more stuff to hand out. Which we would have had to do a lot of that anyway. Right. But it's just a different different thing. Quick reminder that this show is brought to you by our brand new sponsor, Mythical Beards. Check them out, mythicalbeards.com. You can get stickers, you can get hoodies, you can get all that kind of stuff, but most importantly, you can get shit for your face.
Keep your beard fresh, keep it clean, keep it groomed. If it's good enough for Mick Foley, God damn it, it's good enough for us.
I'm wearing the Kraken right now.
I am actually wearing the Dracula.
Nice.
And that's why I smell like an old-time barbershop.
If you go to mythicalbeards.com and use the promo code
BACON15,
you get 15% off your entire order. The show is also brought to you by our good friends at GrillYourAssOff.com, where you can also get 15% off of your order of all spices, grilling rubs.
They're delicious freaking sauces.
Yes, delicious sauces, all that kind of stuff. Every season is grilling season if you like to cook.
Yes.
So definitely check it out. GrillYourAssOff.com. Use the promo code
BACON, because it'll keep grilling season all year fucking long.
15% off with the promo code. 10% off at drinkwildbills.com, where you can get all kinds of great sodas, which we've seen lots of mixers for. So keep sending them in. Hashtag drinkwildbills. Hashtag what's your bacon. Send us your beverage options
of choice.
And also poddex.com. You can see them in another part of the show.
Yes, indeed.
But both of those, 10% off, use the promo code BACON. So check it out. Let us know what you think. Let us know what you got. Use them. Find them. If you can't remember what we just said, go to baconismypodcast.com. Everything's there. Check it out. Thanks for watching.
Now, as far as like our growth, and I want to pose this to our. Trying to focus.
One way of growth is figuring out why our camera
keeps unfocused.
Let us know. Is it the lights? We've moved the lights and nothing's happened. So I don't know.
All these technical issues are literally plaguing us now.
And I thought we did a lot to try and make things
so much. We spent so much time.
Sound and look better.
But yeah, so like in terms of us, like where do we go next? Like what have we not? Where's our unventured territory that we need to get? Where do we need to go to reach people? What do we do? Because I'll lay it all out here. Some of the things that I've thrown out there is a possible live show. I've spoken to other podcasts, and we've talked about maybe doing like a band set or a comedian and record a couple of podcasts not even just ours.
Right.
Do our podcast.
Like a variety show type thing.
Yeah, we've talked about it, a variety show and stuff like that. Is that going to grow us? Is buying into social media going to grow us? Right.
There's definitely a ceiling on social media that you have to break through, and it's not it's a financial ceiling.
Oh,
right.
Absolutely.
To beat the algorithm takes money. It doesn't take as much as it's like, just post something every day, twice a day, and just, make sure things are this long, or there's this kind of lighting, or that you hear all that stuff all the time. No. But the reality of the situation is, if you want to reach a certain amount of people, spend a certain amount of money. Mm-hmm. And if you spend that money, you can reach those people, but you have to spend that money again, because you can't just promote something once. Mm-hmm. You have to promote something and then do a campaign and do a continuous campaign. And we're still learning. So how to do a campaign for a podcast. We did spend money and work with a PR company. And we did try and we did a campaign. We did a 3-week or 4-week campaign with them.
3 month.
Sorry, I meant to say month. But yeah, we did a 3-month campaign, because that's typically what a PR campaign is. It's usually a 3-month kind of deal.
I do think that we came out better on the other side of it.
100%. 100%.
I think that hey, I'm just gonna say, off the record, guys. I think that
off the record, but on the show.
Maybe the person in charge of our campaign was not engaged with us. Engaged with the drummer of another band. But
I'm a devil's advocate, though, because they were a new person in PR, and they joined a PR company to promote bands. Mm-hmm. They didn't join a PR company to promote what we are doing. And what we are doing is not what they deal with.
Yeah, it was out of their wheelhouse.
So what they did is, and no matter how engaged or not engaged they were approaching it the same way that you would with a band with like a record release.
Right.
And so it was like the BIMPs, and let's try and get a bunch of people to watch the BIMPs, because that's our thing, is if the BIMPs was like a single or a show that we needed to put out, something like that. Which made sense, when we jumped into it to think of it, it was like, okay, this makes sense. And I will say that what we did get from working with a PR, from doing a PR campaign, was connections with a lot of artists, and we expanded our name with the PR company to where we were able to, at the end of that, go, hey, let's work together to try and help the bands that are paying you. And let us be another arm of the PR world for you. And not signing with a specific PR company, we've been able to work with several.
Right. And then also at the same time, there were some other benefits, like, if we do need a press release, we can do that very easily and quickly, and
And hey, we wouldn't have gotten a So What Fest had we not done that. We wouldn't have been able to go there and do that. We wouldn't have been press in the press room. Mm-hmm. We wouldn't have been able to do that. So there were a whole lot of benefits. So I would say that the cost effectiveness of that was greatly in our favor. That was awesome for us. So when it comes to promoting a podcast, though, that's a place where we both are kind of like still trying to figure out, because how do you promote it? What do you promote it as? What like we've tried the avenue of trading shows with other podcasts. Yeah. We're on your show, you're on our show. And that works to an extent.
I think, and something that I have been approaching is ad swaps.
Yeah.
I actually, one of the things I did want to talk about here is Joey in the chat. Mm-hmm. Joey in the chat, first time caller, long time listener. Paid promo on TikTok. is one of the best ways to grow a brand now.
Direct campaigns with social media companies too.
Yeah. I what I worry about with TikTok is and this is just like my mind.
Right.
I am going to learn this whole new medium when it is currently on trial. Like literally on trial with the country. Mm-hmm. I'm going to learn this medium, and as soon as I get it, they're going to shut it the fuck down. And
this is true.
Then I'm going to be
or it's going to become uncool. Then you're going to move on to the next thing.
Right. Social media sites to get direct results. That's something that I definitely have talked about and thought about, and I think we've all done it. You know, as a band, we've all boosted posts and pushed certain things and whatnot. And I think it's just really, really, really hard, because you do have to go in and you do have to check where they're promoting to, right? Mm-hmm. So a lot of people, they'll go in and they'll just be like, oh, well, if you put $4 a day, it'll reach 1,000 people a day. And it's like, cool. It'll reach 1,000 people a day who are doing Facebook and Instagram. Right. But where are they?
Well, and also,
what do they like?
The 1,000 true fans rule, right? You've got your percentages. And I talk about this with my band all the time. And I talk about this with anybody that wants to talk about kind of promoting and things like that. You're going to get engagement from about 10% of who you're in front of, right? But in that 10%, you're going to get engagement in, like, your real engagement for people that are going to follow you, be a part of what you're doing, is like 1 to 5% is what you're going to get. Right. So realistically, for every 100 people that see your thing, 1 is going to, like, check it out and follow it. Between 1 and 10 are going to maybe take a look.
Right.
And out of that, one of them is going to, like, hey, I'm a fan, you know? So you're going to be seen by 1,000 people. Cool. So you're going to maybe help us get 10 new followers.
Right.
With 1,000 people. Right? 100 are going to see it and actually click on it. 10 are going to actually listen. And out of that 10, 1 is going to follow. Right? So then it becomes, okay, then how do we get in front of 10,000 people? 100,000 people?
Right.
What kind of money does it take to get your product in front of the eyeballs of 100,000 people that actively interact with the medium that you are in?
Right.
And then you'll start to see percentage-based growth.
Right.
So that's what makes it kind of difficult to kind of really engage,
right,
and decide where to put your money, because it's crazy. It's a crazy thing.
A lot of endorsements for TikTok. Mm-hmm. If you pay, it'll put it in front of the people with the best.
Right now, it's the one.
Yeah.
Right now, it is the one. It's the biggest growth. It's the number one.
I am trying.
Yeah.
We are posting stuff on TikTok. I promise. We are.
The right stuff? Who knows?
Well, I mean, it's stuff.
Right.
It is stuff.
But if that's where we need to put our money, we also need to know that, okay, what's the kind of content that gives the best chance for someone that sees what we're doing to know what we're about and to engage and care, right? Because again, we're not a band, so we can't just put up a kick-ass song.
Yeah.
What we're putting up is, hey, we all laughed together during this talk with somebody that has kick-ass songs that you listen to.
Right.
You know, so that's
I do think having another perspective. Right. Mm-hmm. I think, and you know, I'm editing the shows, and then I kind of scroll through it, and then I pick a part, and then I think maybe we need another perspective to do that.
Yeah. Time to hire out?
Well, no. I think I'll still edit the episodes, but maybe I send it to somebody who looks at it and goes, okay, this is the 1 minute clip, or this is the 3 or 4 1 minute clips I think you should do.
All right.
Oh, shit. We should ask our patrons.
Oh, yeah. You guys get everything early.
Right.
You might have a good idea of what part of a show we should promote.
I mean, yeah. I don't know. I'm just kind of at a loss at this point because I want us to grow a little bit more. And we're getting these nice incremental things, right? Mm-hmm. But we need that thing that's just going to topple shit over.
Yeah. I mean, granted, we're in year 2.
Of a 5-year plan.
Of a 5-year plan. And we're growing, and steady growth, I think, is better than a quick meteoric thing that you can't sustain.
Right.
You know, but then you do need that, you know. Again, Hot Ones had their one viral video that then turned everything around for them. But before that, they were out for a couple years, and they had roughly the same kind of viewership we do.
Right.
You know? And they were getting some cool rappers on the show. A lot of, you know? So, and now they're getting A-list celebrities.
Right. We need some A-list celebrities. Maybe we should...
Well, but also, we also had the idea of, okay, we're not an interview show per se. We're not a strictly music show, because we'll have people from all different genres and jobs. So we're more of a lifestyle brand. We're not really comedy because, you know, while we're entertaining and there's things that are funny, it's not a comedy show. So we're in this, you know, still trying to figure out how to define ourselves as well. You know, we did 2 years of not having shows like this.
Right.
Where it was just us hanging out. And that's how the show started. You know, so we did 2 years of interviews, which grew the show incredibly.
Right.
And then we've added a lot of content. So now we have a lot of content happening. Like I said, we got 3 shows a week plus a live stream on Twitch. So yeah. There's a lot going on that we can promote, but there's still that definition of what we are that's always tough. It's like this elusive thing, like, describe your show. And it's like, we
all sorts of stuff.
Talk about what makes people happy, what they're interested in at the time. And sometimes it's with other people, and sometimes it's just with us. We're a conversation about what's interesting in life to whoever's on the show that day. You know, like, it's a weird thing to try and do.
If you're watching on Stranger Hood TV, real quick, I do want to say I did put this comment up from one of our patrons, Joey D.
I love you, Joey.
Love you.
I like his way with words.
When you promote yourself on social media, you're at the mercy of the algorithm. And that is something that a lot of people don't fucking realize. All the bands out there, including ours, it literally is. If you promote yourself, you're at the mercy of the algorithm. And just because you are does not mean I want a direct message from you. about you and your band.
Right.
Please don't direct message me about your band.
Okay.
I'll find it. If I really wanted to know about it, I'll find it.
What's that in relationship to the comment that's the algorithm?
Oh, no, I'm just venting.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
right.
I got a couple of those this week, and it was just like, bro, no. No.
Right. Finish the
But
quote,
I will
continue.
continue.
Because right now, YouTube is a wasteland.
Right.
Facebook is a retirement home.
Mm-hmm.
Twitter is whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Twitter changes by the day. And TikTok is the homecoming queen, which it is.
It's so weird. And the fact that you did say Twitter is whatever, Twitter quite literally is whatever.
Yeah.
Right? I run the Bacon is My Podcast Twitter, and I will just kind of tweet things. The 80-20 rule. Everybody says 80-20 rule. 80% promotion, 20% promotion, 80% fucking everything else, right? And I mean, we do 3 shows a week, so 3 shows a week plus the live stream.
We do 4 shows a week.
Right. It's basically 4 shows.
3 on YouTube and
1 on
streaming
Twitch.
platforms, and 1 that's on Twitch.
And so like, it's all that.
Right.
Unless we can get somebody to do something else. That is everything.
Right. What else?
That we do.
What else
can we possibly post?
Right.
We are talking about, we are going to take a day and just do content and do specific.
And Donna,
content.
we welcome your help. We welcome your help.
Yeah, Donna, let us know. You are a patron, so you get to tell us timestamps and go, yo, make that into a TikTok video.
Yes.
It's got to be 1 minute.
Here's your
timestamp. Got to be 1
timestamp.
minute.
Right.
But yeah, Twitter is weird because you can post stuff that is relevant to you, and it'll do great on some days, and then other days,
right,
be absolute dog shit. And then you can just kind of say something weird, and everybody will fucking love it.
Yeah, it also feels like, depending on the day, there will be a certain kind of content on that day that everybody's doing, that everything's interested in, you know?
Right.
And I'm finding a hard time with it because I don't want this show or our content or our promotion at all to cash in on the negative.
Right.
It is so easy to do that. You can always be witty when you're bitching, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I understand that, and I get it, and I get that, like, a lie or a negative statement will travel around the world 10 times before a true statement or something positive goes around once. I get that, but I just don't want us to do that.
Right.
Because I just don't want to be a part of it. I don't want to do it.
Let's lay it all out there. This week we've got a show with Skylit Drive.
Mm-hmm.
And for those of you who don't know Skylit Drive, man, that band has some fucking history.
Sure.
Some rough history. And we could have, because Jag has talked about it on other podcasts and stuff like that.
Right.
We could have talked about that stuff. We could have talked about the stuff. Listen, we've got history with other people from that band that he's got beef with.
Sure.
And we could have talked about that. We didn't. You know why? Because we're not that.
Because it's negative, man.
It's negative.
It's too much negativity in the world.
We're here to be that fucking outlet.
What's your bacon, man? What makes things good? You know, like that's the idea. So that's another thing that I find difficult sometimes is that I'll go on and I'll be like, okay, what's what's trending today or what's happening. Because again, as Joey says in our Patreon chat right now, Twitter is the crackhead in your town. You never know. You never know what crazy stuff you're gonna get, right? Which is true. But a lot of times when I go on, and I'll jump on and I'll go to promote something and I'll read. Whenever I try and figure out something to say that's different, I look around and try to see what's happening, and it's always bitching. It's always negative.
Right.
And I always end up like being like, you know what? Fuck this, and I'm out. I don't like to see it. I'm done. I'm done reading negative things. I'm done watching people bitch. I got no time for it, man. Like, I get it. I understand.
We're here to be happy.
I understand that there's hard shit in the world, but man, I already know it's there. I don't need somebody on Twitter to tell me more about it.
Yeah.
You know, I find out my bad news from the people that make the bad news. I don't need people that don't make news telling me more bad news.
The other funny thing, and I think I brought this up on an episode too, is that like Twitter, like I said, it could be great. At the same time, I
realize
said,
we're sitting here making a negative show right now. I just thought about that. I was like, we're just sitting here bitching. We're just being negative Nancy's. You know what? Fuck all that.
Yeah.
This show's great. I'm having a good time.
Yeah.
I enjoy it. Yeah. It's tough sometimes. Yeah, it's hard to navigate this stuff. It's hard to figure out where to put your money. It's hard to figure out where to put your time.
You know
it's
what?
All right, man.
You know what's really fucking awesome? You know what's really fucking awesome? That people give a fuck enough to hang out with us.
Yeah.
On a live on a Sunday night.
Yeah.
Right? But also, if you're listening now on Wednesday.
Right.
You're here to hear what we're talking about. And you know what? That is cool as shit because you could have, I mean, how many podcasts can they listen to now?
That's true. That's true.
There are over 3 million podcasts, right?
Mm-hmm.
And for some reason, people listen to us. And it puts us in like the top 7% of podcasts in the entire world.
Which is awesome. Blows my mind.
It's wild.
That blows my mind.
The figure is just really wild. And I know that a lot of podcasts are either defunct or not inactive or whatever, but honestly,
hey, you know what? If being negative you can ignore stats and the truth, being positive you can ignore stats and the truth.
It's there. It's there, and you can still go to it, and you can still, but you're still coming back.
Yeah, exactly.
And that is something that we cherish. I cherish. I didn't ever think that people would truly give a fuck what we thought. I honestly thought this was like a temporary thing. Like, once the pandemic's over, we're gonna be fucking. I remember
you said that. You said that. You were like, as soon as I started rehearsing with my band again, you were like, oh, I figured we were done.
I was like, oh man, like I think, you know, you're back with Craig Strange.
Right.
Is it still a thing? Like, are we gonna do things? And you were like, yeah, no, we're still on. I was like, oh,
yeah,
oh, this is okay. Okay.
Right. Cool. Yeah. This is a real thing.
But yeah, I look forward to it every week, and I hope that you look forward to it every week because it really is a nice escape for me. It's a nice way for me to either talk about stuff like this, like growth,
right,
and hear opinions from people, and you know, we're doing it live, and we're excited to hear what comments happen on Wednesday.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, like
definitely. If you're listening, hey, I know we started this off on a little bit of a chapped ass. I know. Sometimes that happens.
Sometimes we're talking about Bamboozle and stuff.
You know, and it was. There were some things thrown our way, but you know what? We're gonna roll with it. We're gonna roll with it. Every time I get positive, the pitch goes up in my voice.
Right.
I'm like,
no, it's boyfriend voice.
Yeah, it's like you when you're upset about something, everything goes down, and you try and be serious about it. But then when you're talking about something, and you're like, hey, it's gonna be all right.
It's like
you know what? It's gonna be all right.
hey, sweetie, is everything okay? Is everything we're good? We're good, right? Everything's cool. But
So yeah, if you're listening, sorry about that. But thank you. We got on to talk about personal growth, and we both started bitching a little bit.
we did a little bit,
And I'm sorry about that. Because you know what? That's not what this is.
Right.
Life's a garden, man. Dig it.
You know what? Nobody quotes Joe Dierte enough.
That's true.
Got to add the E. Makes it extra fancy. No,
The Ballad of Dirty Joe.
Ah, man. You know what we need to do? Joe Dirt watch along.
Oh yeah, I haven't watched that movie in a long time.
Maybe we can get fucking JD.
Would you ever watch the second one?
The what?
Oh yeah, yeah.
There's a second one?
There's a sequel.
No, there isn't.
Oh boy, is there a sequel?
Is there really a sequel?
There really is a sequel.
You're fucking lying. No way. When?
I'm not lying.
When did that come out? Joe Dirt is one of my favorite movies.
Way too long after. Yeah. Yeah. It was like it didn't play in theaters.
No shit.
Yeah.
Was it still David Spade?
Yeah. Oh yeah, man. The story continued.
Was Brandy still there?
Yeah.
Like the Brandy or
The Brandy.
like a different Brandy?
The Brandy.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
Was Dennis Miller still?
I don't think so.
Boo!
don't
Bring
think
back
so.
the original cast.
I don't remember, to be honest, because I only saw it once.
What is the Native American?
Because I'll be fair about it. It was probably a one-time watcher. Really, I'd watch it again with you.
Oh, right.
Right? I'd watch it with somebody else who it was their first time watching. But I'm not gonna be like, you know what I gotta watch again? You know.
What I think is funny is that most people go, you know what I don't gotta watch again?
Right.
Joe Dirt 1.
Joe Dirt 1 was great. Come on.
I'm not one of those
Right.
people.
I know. I understand that. I also am not one of those people. Kid Rock played himself.
I'm your sister. I'm your sister. Yeah.
And when I say Kid Rock played himself, I mean 2 weeks ago.
He's right. He's right.
But yeah, I'm your sister.
Yeah.
I had a crush on her for a long time. What's her name? That actress. Man, she was in so many. She was in all the movies that made fun of the movies that you would have thought she would have been in. That she probably got passed over for somebody that wasn't nearly as funny as her. I gotta think of her name right now.
Jamie.
Yes. Shit.
She was in Earl. I
Yep.
love the Earl movie show, whatever. Jamie Presley.
Yep. My first bass player, my first drummer of Sick as Monday, made out with Jamie Presley. He was an actor. His name is Tones. Yes.
Is that why you got rid of him?
No.
Oh.
We got rid of him. Well, we didn't get rid of him. He was playing with us until we found a drummer. He was a waiter that worked with me at Planet Hollywood. And I was putting the band together, and he was like, I have a drum set. And I was like, do you play drums? And he was like, I have a drum set. And I said, okay, why do you have a drum set? And he goes, because I played drums in high school. And I said, oh, cool. Do you want to jam with us? And he was like, I'd love to. And he was so fun and such a cool dude. I loved this dude. Tones. And he was high school pop punk drummer. right? So he played with us the first few shows that we did with Sick as Monday, and Jimmy Tassone, the guy that would become the longtime drummer of Sick as Monday and Craving Strange, was at a show that we played in Deer Park with Tones, and we were playing at a bar, and his drum set fell apart on stage.
Because it was the drum set from high school.
Because it was his drum set from high school. Like, his kick pedal fell apart, his stands were falling down, and like the last song of the show, literally his drums fell apart, and I grabbed the mic stand and walked off stage and put it in the middle of the room and just asked everybody to circle around, and I just played guitar and sang the rest of the song while my band figured out what to do, and that was the end of the show. It was just disaster, and Jimmy Tassone at the time was like, "This band needs me, and I need to be in this band." He used to finish every set that we did by going up to the center microphone, walking up, and giving out his phone number over the microphone.
Tones?
Yeah, he would go up and it'd be like 917 and give out his number, and he'd be like, "Call me up," and then he'd go back to tearing down his drums, and it was just the greatest thing that I ever saw. I loved Tones. He's still in the city. He's putting on like plays and stuff. He's an actor.
Cool.
Yeah.
I just wanted to throw some things up here. It is negative, or are you just having an honest conversation? Is it negative?
Yeah.
Okay. Negativity is only negative if you say it's negative. Jimsy?
You know what? That's a good point. And I guess it's negative if it's coming across to the listener as negative.
Right.
That's what I would say. If it's not, if it's coming across as us just having a conversation, then it's us having a conversation as we go out of focus and then back in focus.
And then I also want to throw this one up here as we sign off here. It's a breath of fresh air not to have negativity whines
in the blame game. Yeah.
Donna, we love you.
Donna, you're a breath of fresh air.
Yes. I think I listen. Did we get anywhere tonight? No. No, we didn't.
Well, we got to the end of an hour.
Yeah.
We got to the end of an hour. We had a conversation. We talked. You know what we did do? We spread the word about the bands that we'd like to help from Bamboozle.
Absolutely.
We got some good information from Joey, and we got an offer from help from Donna, from our patrons. So thank you guys so much for doing this and being here on the live show. And we'll see what kind of comments and what kind of response comes in when the show happens. When the show happens this week.
Yeah.
So I would say we did get somewhere today.
I agree.
Every journey isn't about getting to the end right away. Sometimes you just get a few steps forward. Right? There are no wrong turns in life. Just alternate routes.
I like that. That's a good way to sign off here.
Yeah.
Jimsy, how do they find you and all the things that you do?
Find me at Jimmy G Shoes. Jimmy G Shoes on all the socials. Hit me up there. I appreciate it. My band is Craving Strange. We're at cravingstrange.net. We have new music that we're writing and recording now. We got a show coming up soon next month, and we are going to be and we're going to be announcing all that because it might be together. Maybe. And we're going to be playing some new songs at that show too. So
really?
Just hit us up. Hit us up. How about you, bud?
Me personally, at me my own self, Mike, and my band is Something Heavy at Something Heavy Music on the socials and on all streaming platforms. And we have a new single out called Separate Ways. That is not a Journey cover song.
No, it's a Something Heavy original.
Indeed, but here we are. We are now in May.
The dude abides.
Yeah, we are now in May. But in June, maybe by the time we have a show, maybe another single.
Ooh.
Just saying.
Ooh, that's exciting.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was the plan.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
It's not maybe, it's definitely. We got a new single.
Hell yeah.
In June, coming out around about the show. So stay tuned for that.
Yeah, speaking of new music, Mike and I together have Bacon Is My Passion, which is our
As a conglomerate.
Our musical project. We are writing and recording an EP, and we are doing the entire process live for you on Twitch every Thursday night, twitch.tv/baconismypod. Where you can watch us. We've been going through the songs. We've had a producer come in and check it out. We've made edits to the songs so you can see how we do that, what we do. We're getting ready to get into the process of actually recording. We talked about picking people to play on the record with us, and who we might have involved in that. It may even be some people that are on our Patreon. That we might ask. You never know.
Yeah. I may have asked them already.
All right. Well, cool. Awesome. So
that is too brought to you by Manscaped.
Manscaped, shave your nuts.
And we get a special assist from Michael Kelly Guitars.
Yeah.
Helping us out.
Yeah, you can't
giving
see.
us stuff to record with.
Which is very cool. Well, a bass and a guitar, which we're both going to be using, and letting whoever joins us use. Check out baconismypodcast.com for kind of everything that we do, all of our sponsors and everything, all the best deals and everything. Go there, check out the deals so you can spend the least amount of money. You can get the best deal on all the stuff. And Strangerhood TV, where this show lives. Right, where this show lives
and breathes,
where both our bands release music, where members of the local music scene have shows like the Top 20 and My Top 5. Lots of cool stuff over there. It's the YouTube page, strangerhoodtv.com. Consider giving it a follow. Consider giving it a thumbs up.
Don't consider it. Just fucking do it. Do it!
Yeah. If you like what we do,
just
give us a review.
Do it!
Give us a review. Give us that 5-star review. If you don't like what we do, give us that 1-star review, but tell us why.
Right. If we suck,
stand up for yourself. Explain your actions.
Well, you're not standing up for yourself.
Stand up for your dumb ideas.
Okay, good. Yeah.
Right.
I agree.
So we can argue them, because I like to argue. So if you want to argue with me online, give us a 1-star review and just put, I want to argue with Jimmy. And I will argue with you online. Thank you guys.
I cannot wait.
So much. Me either. Hashtag what's your bacon to stay in the conversation. We appreciate all of you. Thank you so much to our patrons who have been on with us this whole time, that are with us every week. We appreciate you guys so much. You guys keep this show running. We love you. Thank you so much for everything that you do for us. And for everybody that is listening and watching, thank you, and remember to ask yourself every single day the number one question: what is it that makes your life better? What is it that adds a little positivity to you? What is it that makes it so that you're not a raging douche during the day because you woke up and you said, hey, you know what? I wonder what my bacon is. And then you found it, and you made your life better. Always ask yourself,
what's your bacon? Tonight is Takis.
Takis. World peace. See ya.
Woo, woo.